Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today we're going to be doing a Karakuri Earth Machine deck profile. So I'm really excited for this one because it's actually a Patreon request deck profile for Jen, and this deck is absolutely crazy. This deck comes equipped pretty much with a V8 engine. It will not stop playing, and I've had upwards of 40 card combos in this particular deck to just climb into some amazing plays and get some crazy OTK potential in this particular deck. It has some awesome recursion and can play through so many hand traps, it's ridiculous, and I absolutely love the way that this deck actually turned out. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards like getting your name description for a single video, getting a signed card to the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month you're a patron along with test hands. And definitely give Jen some love down in the comments down below for requesting such an amazing, insane deck. So let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Karakuri Merchant. So Karakuri Merchant is an insanely good card that basically what this card does is when it is normal summon, then you get to add from your deck to your hand a Karakuri monster from your deck, or any Karakuri card from your deck to your hand, which is really, really good just to be able to add any of your Karakuri cards from your deck to your hand, because you have plenty of really good ones. Now, the main one that you're going to be adding, if you don't already have it in hand, is Bones. Bones is a really, really good card because it has the ability that if this card is in your hand, you can change the battle position of one of your Karakuri monsters and special summon this card to your side of the field as a level 5 tuner, which helps you go into your copy of your Beret directly from the extra deck, which then will get you into some really insane combos. So this card comes in very, very handy to go into. It does restrict you into Earth Machines, but everything you play in the deck is Earth Machine anyways. We then play 3 copies of Gamma. Gamma is really good as well because it has the ability that if this card is targeted for an attack, changes battle position, and then quick effect, you can manage this card from the graveyard to target a Karakuri monster you control and change its battle position, which helps out a lot in this particular deck, having a level 1 tuner monster, because it helps you climb from 7, 8 to 9 in your particular plays, and it is just an absolutely crazy good card in this deck because it can also go off with your copies of your Steel Shoguns to get all their effects to go off at once you've gone full combo, to get all 3 of them on your side of the field. So this card is really good in the deck. We then play 3 copies of the Kawaii Robot. This card basically gives you a extra normal summon. I just love this card. It's hilarious. And basically this card just gives you an additional normal summon. If you see this card in hand, you're going to want to normal summon this first, then get your copy of your merchant on your side of the field, then get your search of your bones, and then start special summoning like crazy with this particular deck. I then play a single copy of Strategist, because Strategist on normal summon or on special summon, or just while it's on the field, you can actually get a change of battle position, which helps you get into your plays. If it's normal or special summon, it actually gets that effect, which is really, really helpful for this particular deck to just basically be able to just get a change of battle position, because all of your Karakuri extra deck monsters have effects when they change battle position, except for Beret, which actually just switches them. We then play 3 copies of Brutal Dozer. Brutal Dozer is really good because you just have to tribute an Earth Machine to be able to special summon this card to your side of the field, and when it's special summoned, you get to special summon an Infinitrack from your deck, which is really helpful to go into rank 5 plays or into link plays, which is really, really important for the build. We then play a single copy of Tunneler. Tunneler is so good in this deck. You tribute a Earth Machine monster to special summon this card to your field, and if this card is in the graveyard, you get to banish this card from the grave and then shuffle 5 Earth Machine monsters back into the deck and then draw 2. This card is so helpful to be able to get you into some insane plays in the deck, to be able to just get more and more utility to draw deeper into the deck. We then play a single copy of Infinitrack Trencher. This card lets you banish it from the graveyard to be able to target a level 5 or lower Infinitrack in the grave and special summon that card back to your field, which is really helpful, and it also shares the effect of all the level 5 Infinitracks that you just have to tribute an Earth Machine to special summon it onto your side of the field. This card is really easy to summon and really, really helpful. We then play 3 copies of Machina Metal Cruncher. This card is really good because basically when you have no cards on your field, then you can normal summon this card without tributing. You reveal 3 Earth Machines in the deck. Your opponent randomly picks 1 and you add it to your hand. So basically you're going to normal summon this card always first, and then reveal 3 copies of Brutal Dozer, and then add a Brutal Dozer from deck to hand, then start comboing off once you tribute off your Metal Cruncher for Brutal Dozer. Go for stuff like your River Stormer after you summon out your copy of your copy of Tunneler, and then you're going to go off into some really amazing plays. We then play a single copy of Fortress as well. Fortress is really good because you can discard this card and another card that equal level 8 to special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. And then when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can destroy one card your opponent controls. And when this face-up card you control is targeted by an opponent's effect, you can look at your opponent's hand and discard a card from their hand. So this card is a really good utility card. It's a good boss monster for this deck to just be able to special summon, and it really helps out the plays for this particular build. Play a single copy of Citadel. Citadel is absolutely crazy too, because basically it has the ability that you can quick effect target a machine monster you control, destroy that machine monster, and all monster opponent controls with attack less than or equal to that face-up Earth machine monster that you had on your side of the field. And if a face-up Earth machine monster you control, except another Citadel, is destroyed by battle or by card effect while this card's in the graveyard, you can instantly special summon this card back. So this card is one of the best cards in the entire deck, and the main reason I'm actually playing the Machina archetype in this deck, because it just helps out so much, or the Machina archetype in this deck, because it just helps out so much in this particular archetype. We then play a single copy of Heavy Freight Train Decacrane. Decacrane helps out a lot because if you special summon out an Earth machine or normal summon out an Earth machine, it'll just follow it right out on the field. It helps you with rank 10 plays. And also, if you detach it as a material, it has the ability, if this card is detached, then you get to target a card your opponent controls and destroy it, which is really helpful. But it does come out as a 1400, which is not that big of a deal. We're then going to be playing a single copy of Super Express Train. Express Train can special summon itself if you control another Earth machine monster, which is going to be always. It's basically just an extender, and then during the end phase, you can actually add an Earth machine monster from your graveyard back to your hand, which is really helpful for this deck. We then play a single copy of Ancient Gearbox, because Ancient Gearbox works really well with Ballista to get you 2 searches out of the deck, because you're going to summon the copy of Ballista, add the Ancient Gearbox, and then Ancient Gearbox has the ability that you can add a monster from your deck to your hand that either has 500 attack or 500 defense, which a lot of your Earth machines actually have 500 attack or 500 defense. So pretty much the majority of the deck is actually searchable with this particular card. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. I know it's a lot of monsters, but it's machine good stuff. So for the spells, guys, we're going to be playing a single copy of Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn is just a general extender for this deck, so it really helps out for what the deck's trying to do. We're going to be playing 2 copies of Karakuri Gamma Ol. This card is pretty much Monster Reborn for your Karakuris, that you can basically activate this card, target a Karakuri in the graveyard, and special summon it, and equip with this card. And then once per turn, if the battle position of a face-up Karakuri monster you control is changed, the equipped monster gains 500 attack and defense, which is really, really good. We then play 3 copies of the Redeployment. Redeployment lets you discard a card to add 2 other Machina cards from your deck to your hand that are monsters. But if you discard a Machina, or if you discard another Machina card, you get to add from your deck to your hand 2 Machina cards. So basically, you can either add 2 monsters by discarding anything, or you can add 2 of any card for discarding a Machina card, which is really, really good, because you're going to want to get to your copies of your Overdrive as fast as possible. We then play 3 copies of Heavy Forward. Heavy Forward is basically here because it's going to search your copies of your Brutal Dozers, and it's going to search out your copies of your Trencher, and basically just Brutal Dozer is the one you're going to be trying to grab with this card, unless you already have Brutal Dozer, which then you can grab Trencher or Tunneler. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to be playing double Karakuri Cash-In. This card is really good as a disruption against your opponent, because basically lets you target a Karakuri monster you control and infect monster your opponent controls, change the battle position of your monster, and if you do, negate the effects of the opponent's monster until the end phase of the turn. And if you control a Karakuri monster, then you can banish this card from the graveyard and then target a face-up monster on the field and change its battle position, which basically this can turn into a draw 3 and a negate if you have 3 copies of Steel Shogun on the field, which is really good. We then play 3 copies of Overdrive. Overdrive is really good because it has the ability that you get to target a machine monster you control, special summon a Machina monster with a different name from your hand or deck, and if you do, destroy the targeted monster. So basically you're going to summon Citadel off this card. It also has a really insane effect that basically you get to target 3 of your machine monsters that are banished or in your graveyard, shuffle them back into the deck, and then draw a card by banishing this card. So this card is ridiculously good in this particular deck. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing a single copy of Riverstormer. Riverstormer is a searcher of the deck and is one of the pivotal cards of the deck, because you detach a material from this card to take a Earth Machine monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. And if this card's in the graveyard, you contribute a Machine Link monster to special summon this card in defense position, which is really, really helpful just to be able to grab this card back onto your side of the field. It's a 2500 beat stick. We then play a single copy of Earth Slicer. Earth Slicer has the same effect that if this card's in the graveyard, you contribute a Machine Link monster monster to special summon this card back in defense. And it also has the ability that you can detach any number of materials from this card to target that many cards on the field and destroy them. This card is going to be mainly summoned out by using 2 Berebus, or a Metal Cruncher and a Berebu is going to be the main way that you're going to summon this card. We then play a single copy of number 81 because it's unaffected by everything when you detach a material from this card. And it also has the ability that basically you can target any card on the field or target any face-up monster on the field, and that target's effects, it has the ability that it's unaffected by other effects but its own, which is pretty good to just protect something on the field with this card. Play a single copy of Gustav Max because it burns for 2,000, which is really helpful. Juggernaut Libby because it will catch your opponent off guard as a 6,000 attack point monster and be able to OTK your opponent, which is really nice. 2 copy of Berebu. Berebu has the ability that every single Karakuri extra deck monster has, that when it's synchro summoned, you get to special summon another Karakuri from the deck. But this card has the particular effect that once per turn, if the battle position of one of your Karakuri monsters is changed, then you get to target a card your opponent controls and banish it, which is really good. We'll play 3 copies of Steel Shogun. Steel Shogun is really good as well, because what this card does is when the battle position of a Karakuri is changed, then you're going to get to draw a card. And it also has the ability that when it's synchro summoned, you get to special summon 1 Karakuri monster from your deck, which is really good. 1 copy of Beret. Beret really helps out the deck as well because the Beret basically is going to be a good combo starter. You only play 1 in this build because the extra deck is so tight. Like, it really is. But what this card does is when it's synchro summoned, you can special summon 1 Karakuri monster from your deck. And then once per turn, you can target a monster on the field and change its battle position. You only play 1 because you're only ever going to really need 1 because you can shuffle it back with Tunneler. You can shuffle it back with Overdrive. And it's just an extender to go in your copy of your first Steel Shogun. Because once you summon your first Steel Shogun, you're going to have plenty of plays to go off into the next 2. We then play a single copy of Ancient Gear Ballista. Ballista is basically here to add gear, Ancient Gear box to hand and then search another card, which is really good. 1 copy of Double-Headed Anger Knuckler. This card works with the rank 10 cards. And then 2 copies of Goliath because it works really well with your 2 Infinitrack XZ monsters. And that's pretty much it. That's this deck is just absolutely crazy. Your copy of Goliath will also give the monster that it has as a material, or this card is a material on, that it cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is really good to equip it onto a copy of Riverstormer or your copy of your Earth Slicer, which is really nice. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. It is an absolutely crazy deck. I seriously kid you not, I have had like I've had combos that go up to like 40 cards in this deck, and it's just ridiculous. I've had 11 cards in hand with this deck, and you guys will definitely see some test hands of this to prove that. But this deck is just absolutely crazy. I love the way it plays. I love the way this deck functions, and it's really quickly becoming one of my favorite decks, Earth Machine is. And hopefully, if you guys comment down below and maybe, you know, give me enough comments down there, I might even do a good, like, regular Earth Machine deck without all the Karakuri stuff in it, if you guys want to see that. So definitely comment down below and let me know if you guys want to see that, because it's something that I've been thinking about doing for a while, but just haven't gotten around to it. But if you guys want to see that, comment down below and let me know. I hope you did enjoy this one, Jen, because this deck is absolutely crazy, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.